nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Welcome everyone to my experience with the phenomena. I am your host, Mr. Rob G. We're going to go ahead and get into some real good stuff this afternoon, this evening. We're going to be talking lucid dreams and astral travel. Definitely a part of the phenomenon that we have not covered yet on this show, and we will be speaking with experiencer Polly Rotterman, who she's an experiencer. She has some work that she does with podcasts as well. So we'll be glad to go ahead and get her on stage and talk about that here. Let me go ahead and bring up some information for you guys real quick here as we get the show started. Definitely want to go ahead and go over a few things here. Obviously, this is my experience with the phenomena. Again, I'm your host, Mr. Rob G. This is the call-in line, not for this show, but just in general. This is the message line. If you want to call in and talk about your experience, kind of give me an idea of what it is that you're dealing with as far as phenomena goes, don't hesitate to call this number. That's 856-843-3444, or that's 856-THE-DIGG. You can call that line 24/7. Sometimes you can just call to say hi, like I always say. That's a nice thing to do. I'd appreciate it, and that's what we're going to do. So also, we have right here on the Social Dig, memberships available. Become a social soldier today. This is not a requirement. I always want to preface with this. This is something that helps support the show, allows us to keep doing what it is that we do. And actually, it allows us to increase the quality of programming here, which is a goal that I have for this channel. I want this channel to be one of the biggest channels, one of the most well-produced, polished experiences that you can have when it comes to the phenomena. And we're on our way there. We're at ground level right now. And I think we're doing pretty good, for that to be the case. So with that being said, definitely consider becoming a member today. You can do that right in the link. I want to shout out some of our members that we have so far, which is going to be Maggie M10, also The Beekeeper, D. Nunley, T-Bone, and then Ann Joanne. So appreciate you guys all for becoming members. That's an awesome thing. Help support the channel, goes a long way. My gratitude is out there, and I just couldn't thank you guys enough for taking the step and doing that. But I do also want to thank everyone else who's coming in to support the show tonight. And let me go ahead and jump in the list here and see who has come on in bright and early here. I know I saw Mothman out there saying woohoo, Polly. Yes, we're going to hear from Polly in just a moment here. Her experience with the phenomena should be awesome. We have Diego Jaimes, maybe. Thanks for coming on in, Diego. It's going to be an awesome show. Glad that you're here. Let's see. Who else? Jessica S. Appreciate you showing on up here tonight. Appreciate you. We got Scott Rosen as well saying, how did I get here? I don't know how you got here, but I'm glad that you're here, Scott Rosen. Thanks for coming on in. We appreciate you showing on up. Let's see. Who else do we have? We have Kitty Catty Whack. Kitty Catty Whack is here. Thanks for showing up tonight. You tuned into the right place to listen to, I'm sure, a fantastic experience, compelling experience. Also, Midwest Night Watchers saying hi, Polly. Thank you for coming on in, Midwest Night Watchers. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Also, T-Bone, one of the membership holders. Appreciate you, T-Bone. for coming on in. Your love and support for the show is so welcome and appreciated. We have Area 51. Area 51 has stepped in the building. He said he was going to be here, and he showed up. Thanks for coming on in, Area 51. Appreciate it. We got Woo Riders DG, also known as Derek Galloway, saying, who we got up in this mofo? They're all in the chat, and I'm shouting them out right now, Derek. Appreciate you coming on in and getting this thing started. Magneticus Attractus, good subject. As I was about to fall asleep into a lucid dream, or maybe you astral travel in that instance. We'll be talking about that tonight. I'll be going over some information before we hear from the experiencer. Who else do we have? Did I say Dogface? If not, Dogface is here. Thank you for coming on in, Dogface. We appreciate you always. Whoa, Bryson's Folly, a Bryson's Folly sighting. Appreciate you coming on in. Howdy, y'all. I haven't been here in a while. That's right. Appreciate you coming on in. Appreciate the love and support there. And we also want to shout out one of our new members here. Dogface became a new member. I got to give you this. So hold on. I have to do this. I wouldn't be. Let me go ahead and do this for Dogface. There's no way. There's no way that we don't get this without
Bluetooth
Dogface.
off.
Here we go.
Bluetooth disconnected.
Okay, here we go. Dogface, new member. We appreciate you. Yes. Dogface deserves every bit of that. Appreciate you, Dogface, for taking the time to become a member and helping make this channel better. At the end of the day, that's what I want to do for you guys. And I'm going to do it regardless, but this helps get us there quicker, and I appreciate that. Let's see. Who else do we have here? We have Cam Cakes. That's how I read it, but it could be pronounced something different. I don't know. Saying hi, how's everyone? How are you tonight? Thanks for coming on in, Cam. We appreciate you. Moving down the list here, we have. Okay, yeah, I think we are all caught up. That is awesome. So once again, welcome to the show. Welcome to my experience with Phenomena. We're going to be getting into some good stuff tonight. Also, tonight, this is the first night streaming on Rumble, of all places, right? So we are on Rumble officially. The social dig is there. If you have a Rumble account, consider going over there and subscribing. I may set up Spaced Out Radio for that as well. So it's not in the link yet. I'm going to put it in the link tonight, though. So make sure you go back. And if you haven't signed up for an account, might as well sign up for one. And let's get the follower count up on Rumble. We would appreciate it. We have now reached in and invaded into Rumble. Yes, we're getting the message out there, and it's all appreciated. So let me go ahead and move down the list here. All right. So also the social shop. We have a shop. We do have a shop now where you can get swag. It is listed right under the YouTube screen. If you're watching now, you should be able to see it right up under there. You can get hoodies, like my experience with Phenomenon hoodie, which is awesome. It looks really, really good. It has a Social Dig logo on the back. Consider going there. We have a bunch of stuff. We're adding stuff all the time. Appreciate that. All goes to support the channel. We appreciate you. So, as it shows here on the screen, lucid dreams and astral travel. This is something, and I'll talk about this a little later, but when you experience something like this, it is really hard to differentiate between what is reality and what is not. Now, I'll go over some information for those who may not. I know most of you know what these things are, but there are new people that come in that just don't know. They're new to the subject. So let me go ahead and go over some information regarding this real quick here. All right. Lucid dreams. We'll start with astral travel here. So astral travel or astral projection is the phenomenon in which an individual's consciousness is believed to separate from the physical body and journey through different planes of existence. Often described as an out-of-body experience, or OBE. Astral travel allows individuals to explore realms beyond physical reality while maintaining awareness of their surroundings. Though the scientific community tends to approach astral travel with skepticism, it has a long history in spiritual and esoteric traditions, where it is seen as a method for expanding awareness and understanding the deeper layers of reality. Astral travel has deep roots in various spiritual traditions around the world. In ancient Egypt, the Ka, or soul, was believed to leave the body and journey to other dimensions after death or during specific rituals. Similarly, Hinduism and Buddhism discuss the idea of subtle bodies, where practitioners could achieve a higher state of consciousness through meditation, allowing them to transcend physical limitations. Indigenous cultures, such as the Australian Aboriginals and the shamans of Native American tribes, have also described spiritual journeys or soul travel as an integral part of their cultural practices. In Western esoteric traditions like Theosophy and Hermeticism, astral projection is a means of exploring the astral plane, which is thought to be an intermediary realm between the material world and higher spiritual dimensions. Astral travel is usually described as occurring during sleep, meditation, or states of deep relaxation, when the mind is calm and the ego's grip on the material world is loosened. Practitioners often report experiencing sensations like vibrations, a rushing sound, or feeling of floating just before the consciousness leaves the physical body. Once separated from the body, the astral self, also called the astral body, is believed to be capable of moving through different dimensions or realms, interacting with spiritual entities, and gaining knowledge about higher realities. One key aspect of astral travel is that it's conscious. The individual is aware of the experience and can often recall it vividly upon returning to their physical body. In some accounts, practitioners claim to be able to visit distant locations in the physical world and observe events in real time. These experiences challenge our understanding of space, time, and the limitations of human consciousness. Philosophically, astral travel suggests that human consciousness is not confined to the physical body or material existence. Instead, consciousness is viewed as multidimensional, capable of existing in realms beyond ordinary reality. For those who believe in astral travel, the experience affirms the idea of life beyond death, where the soul continues to journey after leaving the physical body. And I'll jump right into the lucid dreaming real quick here, which lucid dreaming is the ability to become consciously aware that you are dreaming while still within the dream. In a lucid dream, the dreamer often has the ability to control the dream's content, characters, and environment. Unlike ordinary dreams, where the dreamer passively experiences the dream, a lucid dreamer can actively shape the dream experience, making it a unique blend of consciousness and imagination. While lucid dreaming has been described in spiritual and cultural contexts for centuries, it has also been scientifically validated. In the 1970s, researchers like Keith Hearn and Stephen LeBerg conducted groundbreaking experiments that demonstrated the possibility of conscious awareness during the dream state. Participants who had lucid dreams were able to communicate with researchers through pre-agreed eye movements, proving that they were aware of their dream state. From a scientific perspective, lucid dreaming occurs during rapid eye movement, or REM sleep, the phase of sleep most associated with vivid dreaming. During a lucid dream, areas of the brain associated with higher cognitive functions, such as the prefrontal cortex, become more active, which explains the increased awareness and control that lucid dreamers experience. Lucid dreaming offers several practical applications. For one, it can be used as a therapeutic tool. People suffering or recurring nightmares or post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, can use lucid dreaming techniques to confront and change the course of their dreams, reducing the intensity of their nightmares. Athletes and performers may also use lucid dreaming to practice skills or visualize success, as the brain can stimulate real-life experiences during the dream state. Lucid dreaming is also seen as a form of self-discovery and empowerment. It allows individuals to explore the depths of their subconscious mind, confront fears, and engage with deeply held desires in a safe and controlled environment. Some spiritual practitioners even view lucid dreaming as a form of meditation or a path towards enlightenment, where the dreamer becomes aware of their illusory nature, both the dream world by extension and waking life. Lucid dreaming raises questions about the nature of consciousness and reality. If the mind can create a fully immersive experience that feels as real as walking life, what does that say about the nature of our perception of reality? Lucid dreamers often report a heightened sense of control, creativity, and insight, which challenges conventional notions of the dream state as passive, chaotic process. Philosophically, lucid dreaming suggests that our experience of reality is shaped by our perceptions, beliefs, and expectations. By becoming aware and controlling the dream environment, lucid dreamers explore the idea that consciousness can shape reality, an insight that has parallels in spiritual practices and quantum theories of reality. And real quick, I'll just jump in for a moment because that is actually really good to have those two things contrasted, because I think there's probably even some people here tonight who may have, some of the ideas of both of those things confused. At least I know I did. Some of the things that I've experienced that I thought maybe would be considered lucid dreaming, by definition, sounds like more of astral travel. So we're going to get into the differences between these two, and then we'll go ahead and jump in with the rest of the show here. So both astral travel and lucid dreaming offer fascinating perspectives of the nature of human consciousness. While they are different in their execution, astral travel involves the perception of the self outside the physical body, and lucid dreaming occurs entirely within the mind. They both challenge the notion that consciousness is limited to waking reality. At the core of both astral travel and lucid dreaming is the idea that consciousness is far more expansive than traditionally understood. In waking life, our consciousness is primarily engaged with the physical world, constrained by time, space, and senses. However, both astral travel and lucid dreaming demonstrate that consciousness can operate beyond these limitations, exploring new dimensions, realities, and even alternate identities. Lucid dreaming, in particular, offers insight into the workings of the subconscious mind. Dreams often reflect unresolved emotions, desires, and fears, and becoming lucid within the dream allows individuals to confront and explore these deeper layers of the psyche. Astral travel, though often considered more spiritual in nature, also suggests that consciousness exists on multiple levels, including realms beyond the subconscious, such as the astral or spiritual planes. Both practices are often linked to personal and spiritual growth. Astral travel is seen as a way to connect with higher spiritual realms of entities, while lucid dreaming allows for deep self-exploration and the mastery over one's internal world. Together, they offer individuals with tools for expanding their understanding of the self and reality, promoting greater awareness, insight, and empowerment. One of the most compelling aspects of both astral travel and lucid dreaming is how they challenge conventional ideas of reality. If consciousness can exist outside the body, as in astral travel, or create entire worlds, as in lucid dreaming, what does this mean for our understanding of the mind, the universe, and the nature of existence? These experiences suggest that reality may be far more fluid and subjective than we realize, shaped by consciousness itself. Astral travel and lucid dreaming both represent profound explorations into the potential of human consciousness. While they differ in their mechanisms and goals, they each point to the idea that our consciousness is not confined by the physical world or ordinary waking experience. Whether through the spiritual journeys of astral travel or the creative freedom of lucid dreaming, these phenomena offer unique insights into the nature of reality, the subconscious mind, and the expansive potential of human awareness. Both practices encourage individuals to step beyond the limits of ordinary perception tapping into deeper truths about themselves and the universe. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and come back up on the screen here as we get ready to bring our experience in for the night. When you think about those two things and you hear that, what side do you end up falling on, right? So, you have time to think about that. And we're going to listen to the experience of our guest tonight, our experiencer, Polly Rotterman. And as we listen to her stories or her encounters, experiences with the phenomena, maybe by the end of it, you can decide which side this falls on. If it would be considered astral travel, or if it would be considered lucid dreaming. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and bring our guest in for the night here, our experiencer, Polly Rotterman. Hi, Polly. How are you?
How are you doing, Robbie G?
Hey, doing really
Finally,
well.
I can see you with my own eyes. How are
Yeah,
you guys?
we are doing well. We are doing well, and so glad to have you. So glad to see you. I see you in the chat all the time, and I've caught you on a couple of podcasts as well, which you can catch Polly on the UFO Man podcast, right?
Right.
Okay, so if you want to see more of Polly, you got to tune in to the UFO Man podcast, or you can just rewatch this episode just multiple times. Either way, it works. So you're doing good stuff, and I'm. It's cool to see you kind of grow in this field, and just you gone from a chatter who's had some really good actually questions. You always pose great questions, and then
Yes,
now
it's hard for me
evolving,
not to ask questions.
and now you're evolving, and that's great to see because it takes each. I've always said this. It takes us to get this thing across the line, and you're an example of that coming from it's beautiful to see a listener, an experiencer move into kind of delivering the message and kind of helping spread the message. So awesome stuff for you. Kudos for you. And yeah, let's kind of get into
Thank
it.
you
What
so much.
When we talk about lucid dreaming and astral travel, so you've had experiences with one of these or both? And if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and kind of telling us your story. What happened?
Oh my God, great question. And the truth is that all your definitions there are so amazing because the truth is that I am trying to find out myself what is going on. And as you said a few minutes ago, I've been growing into this stuff just because of what happened to me. So I guess now it's my time to tell my story. So here we go, guys. Try just to imagine, close your eyes and imagine just a little 7 years old girl that was born in Bogota, Colombia. I had a normal life, you know. My parents were my father was a pediatrician and my mother was a nurse, and so we had a big house. In the third floor we had like this little family living room. We used to have there like beautiful family moments, and there was this library there full of medicine books. And so I remember I was about 7 years old, already feeling till then that, you know, especially during the nights, I had all the time this feeling that something was touching me, you know, my legs or my back. And so I was always sleeping all covered. You know, I was living also like only just a little space to breathe, but I was always covering myself because I felt all the time something was there touching me. When I was 7 years old, um, I knew already how to read. And so I used to pick every day one of those books from my parents I was really interested in medicine for some reason, and not understanding really what was written because it was medicine language. But I love to, see all the pictures about our physiology and the heart and our lungs and how are we built and all that stuff. There was just this day when I picked one book, and I was expecting the usual, allergies and whatever. When I opened this book, the first image was what I know now, a craft, a triangle craft. And so it was like a black and white picture. I wish I would know now what book that was, or whose book that was, or why it was in my place, but I don't know. What I know is that the moment I saw that triangle, first of all, I took the book and I remember, like, what is this? Like, I was trying to understand, like a little girl, what am I looking at? But suddenly everything like froze around me, like time stopped. And suddenly, while I was looking at this craft, numbers started running, like falling, like when you see a computer running numbers. And so I saw numbers running in my head. Numbers, 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 numbers. And I remember I had this book in my hands and I was in shock. Like, what the hell is going on? And these numbers were translating in my brain in images. And so this was like, like I thought I was crazy because I suddenly saw this same craft in the book just out of planet Earth, hovering there. And so that's the moment I called it my awakened moment, because I kind of, through these numbers and message and images, I kind of received a message too, kind of directed to a 7 years old. And so I understood that this was kind of a different plane, not made by humans. And so the message is, we are here outside. This is not yours, but you are not alone. And so the time around, I so remember everything was frozen. I was seeing these numbers. I was receiving all this information. And suddenly everything stopped. And I stood there. I guess if someone was seeing this little girl standing there, he probably would have called 911 or something, because, it was really weird. I was kind of frozen. And so I said, okay, probably this was my imagination, or I'm crazy, or I will hear my friends at school talking about it, or my parents, someone will talk about it, but no one. You need to understand that I was born in Colombia in 1976. And so, it's South America. Like, no one talks about it. And so I remember when there was all this series about, Star Trek and V, especially V.
Yeah.
With all these reptilians. So I used to see all this stuff. My mom was like, oh my God, look at them. They look like reptilians. And for me, it was like so clear. I used to tell my mom, like, Mom, they are here and they have their crafts and they are between us. And She was like, what the hell are you talking about? This is Hollywood, you know? But when I started seeing this stuff in the TV, I understood that there were more people that knew about this. And we don't know nothing about what's going on.
Yeah.
Now, I couldn't talk about this because no one talked about this. And so I actually felt and thought that I was crazy, you know, or just girl imagination. Till I heard um, Bob Lazar talking. And actually, he was my confirmation that something was going on. He was talking about this reverse technology that I, like I saw the craft outside Earth. I don't know how, you know, but I was given this moment where I was awakened, I called it, because from that point on, I just cannot stop. I wake up with this in my head and I go to sleep with this in my head, trying to find information to share to our community, trying to understand myself through other experiencers and through experience people, through people like you, Robbie G, with, you know, your shows and all your information. Like, this is on us. When I grew up, there was suddenly this situation where I was starting to have this dream. Now, now that I have traced it, I know that this dream is always related to my ovulation period. Okay. Um, and what actually happens is that I go to sleep, but I suddenly, it's like I'm kind of, something puts me, like I am totally aware that I change the place where I'm sleeping to this place. I feel paralyzed. I am aware of the situation, and I am so aware of it that I just don't understand how the hell I got there.
Mm.
Now, if you close your eyes and you imagine the situation, it's kind of, I landed in, well, I live in Israel now for 25 years. So um, the view would be very related to the Dead Sea area, which is a desert. Um, Only sand, no trees, no green, no nothing, but this sand is red, kind of Australian sand. Um, I would relate it kind of to a Martian soil, you know, rocks and red sand, nothing. I don't recall being cold or hot. It's windy. And I just kind of land there. And I'm trying to understand what is going on. I'm in shock. I started walking. And so I suddenly see kind of a figure in front of me, but far away. And so I said, amazing, you know, a human. I can ask for help and see where I am and what's going on. This felt so real that I'm in a feeling that I need to survive, find a shelter, find water, find food, you know. And so this little figure comes towards me. And the more he approaches, I understand that this looks like a human, It's humanoid. This is a child. This is kind of a 5 years old child.
Mm-hmm.
And so the moment I saw this child, it's like he awakened like a motherhood instinct that I cannot explain. Till now, I am very, I have a deep understanding of children's souls. I love children. I don't know how to explain it. But this kid just looked humanoid, suddenly appears just in front of me, but he had these huge eyes, you know, like humanoid but huge, with these huge eyelashes. And I'm in shock. Like, what the hell is doing a child in the middle of nothing? You know? What are his parents? Like, if I'm alone, I don't care, but now I have a child with me. Now I need a shelter, you know? Now this child just looks at me like he was giving me this feeling of, I love you as my mom. You know, you are like my mother, but you are so straight. He was looking at me like, you are so curious to me. Like he has never seen something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He just raises his hand and we start walking. I thought I was taking him to find a shelter, but actually he was guiding me. And so, after walking for a long time, and you need to understand that I am still aware of the fact that I am sleeping, but here, it's like I know I am like in two places at the same time. No, we suddenly see a tent, just like a biblical tent, like nothing, a tent for 10 people. I said, this is amazing because, you know, maybe we found his family. And we
Yeah.
went to the tent. But when I opened the tent, that was the shock of my life. Because when I went inside, well, this was not a tent. This was a huge construction, round construction. I remember seeing two floors. Um, in the second floor, there was like these windows, smoked windows all around. And the first floor, I see beds, just a floor full of beds, kind of an ER place with light, like light, very white light, but I cannot see no lamps or switches for electricity. Very sterile, clean, you know, inside a tent in the middle of nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell is going on? You know? And so when I try to understand, suddenly I turn to my left and I see this Lego structure, like a cube Lego structure, and an entity sitting there. It looks humanoid, but it's more like an hologram. And so he says, we are glad you are here because you are the only one that can help us and save us now. And so the little child that found me in the desert raises his hand. And when he does this movement, it's like all the place is like I can see all. We
Wow.
are talking about a huge construction, an ER place. The beds that I saw in the beginning, in every single bed, there is a woman having birth. Next to these beds are little beds with babies that were already born. Now, these women are in different stages of pregnancy. A lot of screaming, a lot of blood. And there were some entities next to those beds, including a praying mantis.
Wow.
Now, those entities that were there, I don't recall, I don't remember if they were grays or what. They were just there. The fact that in the second floor there were these like smoked windows, my feeling is that humans were there watching whatever was going on in the first floor with the entities and with what I think it's an hybridization program.
Yeah.
And so my question also would be, isn't maybe this related to a my lab situation? Because I know, and I cannot specify very much, but I was almost recluded to our intelligence here. And in 2006, I had two brain surgeries in just because I had two tumors in my brain. One of them was in the pituitary gland, which is responsible for our hormones in our body. Again, related to ovulation, maybe related to this hybridization program.
Mm.
And when they operated this cyst in 2006 through my nose, the doctors came after that because this thing exploded during the operation. And so they told me that they took out something weird, kind of a cube little thing that they didn't really understand what was it. And I didn't had like, they didn't give it to me. So everything it's kind of related to everything. That's why I have so many questions. Now, after I saw all these women having birth, my instinct was starting running, taking in my hands everything I could in order to help them. I was checking them, checking the babies. Remember when I was about 7 years old and I had my awakening moment that I was so interested already in medicine. So I don't know if the knowledge that I have about medicine is related to them and that's why they called me or what? Because I didn't study medicine. But if I see an accident or someone having an epileptic attack in the street or whatever, it's like I know what to do. I
Mm.
haven't studied stuff, you know? And so after helping all these women, I just always come back. I wake up in my bed. All of me always like someone took me from the shower I'm all wet, stressed. I don't understand what happened, how the hell I was there, how the hell I got here. And one of those times, I woke up actually with a mark on my leg. You know, this mark was very special because it looks like a kind of a dog paw, you know. And so, looking for information, um, an experiencer told me, "Have you seen Terry Lovelace's mark in his leg?" I said, "No." He said, "Okay, I will send you the x ray." And it's just exactly the same mark. Now, this dream or uh, astral travel or whatever happens usually 2 or 3 times a year. Um, and I'm still trying to find answers about it. I wish I could know more. Sometimes I think maybe I should go to uh, hypnosis and try to understand, because there are too many coincidences to be a coincidence here, you know. So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was so wow, hearing that experience there, it definitely for sure sounds like there's something to that experience, the reason why you had that. And you mentioned a couple things, like it all potentially all being related. And that makes a lot of sense because as you were as you were telling your experience, based on the information I read earlier in trying to categorize, is this a lucid dream or is this astral travel? There were elements of both in there. And,
Yes.
they say with lucid dreaming that generally you understand that you're in the dream, which you stated you did, but they say you usually can then, knowing that you are in a dream, manipulate the outcomes and things that happen within the dream. But it sounds like you were actually at a place which would be more of astral travel, and you didn't have any control over what was going on. So that's why it feels like there's elements of both, but it feels like you visited a place for a specific reason. And I think your thought process in trying to determine what each of those steps meant as you were being presented with those is the right way to go about it, because you know I think you've kind of narrowed it down to something really good. Like, is it hybridization? Definitely has something to do with the babies, whatever that means. Maybe just it's confirmation that there's hybridization going on. Maybe that's what they're trying to tell you. Is really hard to say, but it definitely, I could feel the emotion in that experience, and that just for me feels really authentic in the way that came across. So I don't know what people out there are thinking. Yeah, Bim Jim has the right idea. He's saying that's a synchronicity, too many coincidences. Yeah. And so is it
Yeah.
your
And
so
after that, I started having sightings too. You know, if you go to my YouTube channel, I'm trying to post them there. Um, like 3 years ago, they started, and they have been all kind of sightings, beautiful sightings. And something else, I guess the beauty of this, Robbie G, is that my boy, he's a 9 years old, and he is totally aware of the phenomenon too, not only because he hears me talking about it, but because he sees them too.
Yeah.
Sometimes he is the one telling me, Mom, I feel them, they are here, take out your phone. Let's try to catch them, for example. And um, he's like, I think my message with all that has been happening to me is consciousness. You know, this is on us. And talking about our experiences, sharing our experiences with our kids. If we don't see disclosure in our lifetime, our kids will. And they will have already this consciousness in them, you know. So the more we talk about our experiences, we share, we understand, well, we will find better who we are, where do we come from, why is this happening to us, and try to make this disclosure a good thing. You know, this should be a good thing for the planet. So, consciousness, people. Yeah.
That is a great way to kind of do. I'm so glad, Polly, that we had this time to listen to your experience because like I said in the beginning, you've definitely taken steps in your on the road to disclosure, like all of us, and you have a purpose behind it, right? And that's the beautiful part because you have you should be getting on larger stages to share the experience because I'm sure it resonates with a lot of people out there, as evident in the chat here tonight. And so we're gonna have to get back together on some stuff here. So I would like to continue to talk to you behind the scenes and maybe set up, we have the other shows that we do, the after hours and things like that. So maybe
My
get
pleasure.
something set up and we can go ahead and do that.
Sure. Why not? My pleasure. Love it.
Okay, well, Polly, tell everybody where they can find you at because it's very important that they know that.
Oh, guys, well, my main page is Bob Lazar and Beyond. You can find me too in the UFO Man podcast. And, well, I'm just, sharing content in different pages all over the world. So, you know what? You will find them just almost everywhere. But just go to Bob Lazar and Beyond, UFO Man podcast, and I'll see you there. And in Sword Chat, of course. And with you too.
You are awesome, Polly. You are awesome. And I just laughed for a moment because you said pretty much you can find me everywhere. And that's a true statement because everywhere I'm in this field, I see Polly Rotterman in this field. So that's a true statement.
Yeah.
You can find her everywhere. She has her hands in everything, and that's good. You're the type of person that should have your hands in everything, and I trust you with where you're going and what your intent is and what you're trying to do here in the field. So thank you again, Polly, for talking to me, and this is just an hour show, but we're going to get back together and we're going to definitely expand
Yeah.
that we've already talked about. Okay.
Awesome. Love you very much. And thank you so much.
All
Keep
right,
sharing,
Polly.
guys.
That's right. Thank you, Polly. You have a great rest of your day way out there in Israel, and we will talk again soon.
Stay safe.
All right, Polly. Thanks. Yeah, guys, that was Polly Rotterman. Awesome, awesome experience. Awesome experience. Very detailed, very compelling. I'm sure everyone could feel the emotion behind that. And we've talked before. There are a lot of people out in this field, that unfortunately we are all lumped in with that, don't may not be coming from the best place when it talks about intent and reasons why. they want to share experiences, right? And so I think that's genuine intent there. Very awesome again, experience. This is exactly what this show is for. So if you guys have any experiences out there, I definitely want to make sure that you guys can go ahead and submit your information to me so we can bring you on and have you also talk about your experience with the phenomena. Guys, awesome show tonight. Let me go ahead and thank everybody real quick here. We had Dogface, who became a new member. Once again, applause. Also, Latchkey Hustle with the super chat. Thank you. And Maggie M10, who had to leave early. Maggie, thank you again. One of our members as well. Thank you so much, Maggie M10. And one last time for our guest, Polly Rotterman. Yes. Yes. Awesome stuff tonight. Awesome stuff. As you know, we have a show at the after hours later on tonight, so make sure you guys are there. And then back here, right after the after hours, for the live late night call-in show, where once again, anyone can come up on stage and talk about their experience, as long as you refrain from cursing, stay away from politics, and just kind of stick to the general topic. I intend on having a great conversation with everybody later on tonight. As we go ahead and get ready to wrap things up, we're going to go ahead and cover the shows, right? You're here at the My Experience with Phenomena Fridays at 5 p.m. Pacific. So I had a different show I had to do yesterday, so that's why we're doing it tonight on Saturday. But normally Fridays, you got the Social Dig, the main show here, which is Wednesdays at 5 p.m. And we got a good one coming up here this week. So make sure you hit the notification bell and come back for that. It's going to be Elon Musk. And it's going to be, when we lay this thing out with Elon Musk, you got to ask yourself some questions. He's either really, really good guy, or maybe there's some nefarious intent there. Either way, the things we're going to talk about there's a possibility of different perspectives being had on that. So make sure to be here Wednesday for the Social Dig show as we go over the Elon Musk information. And once again, every Saturday night right here, 11:30 p.m. right after the after hour show, you can get the live late night call-in show. Once again, I want you guys to go ahead and send in information. Go to booksocialshow@gmail.com and you can email me there. Give me a little brief gist of your experience so I can set the show up. We'll get you booked in and we'll sit down and have an awesome time just like we did tonight. With that being said, memberships. We got a new member here tonight, Dogface. So now I got to add him to the list here with the other members. We have Maggie M10, the Beekeeper, D. Nunley, T-Bone, and Joanne, and then now Dogface as well. Once again, memberships at this point don't get you anything extra really, except for knowing that you are helping a show and a channel grow to a point to where we can be putting on some of the most, top-notch quality programming that we can put together, right? So much love and respect and appreciation to everyone who has supported the show. Super chats in any aspect, showing up, all this is support, and we do love you and appreciate the support there. Also, once again, another way to support the show, the social shop. Go get you some gear. The hoodies look really nice. We're getting in the winter. Make a cool little Christmas present for somebody, or just get one for yourself. I know I'm getting one, a couple at least. And you could find the rest of our gear there, always adding stuff as well. I appreciate you guys, right? Reason why we get together and do this on this channel, if you look in the description of this channel, is for the positive progression of humanity. And we will always continue to do that for that very reason. And getting out here, and just like I said with our experiencer tonight, Polly, following the path that has been laid out for you, she's being directed down a path to be able to be in a position to share the information with people. And it's very important that happens. And it's just, me being able to sit back and watch her do that and go up that ladder and get out there and be able to talk about it is really a cool thing to see. And I want to see more of you guys doing that too, because it's going to take all of us to get out there to spread the word and kind of, make this wave roll out for the rest of humanity, because it's up to us. We know that phenomena is real, and it's something that we have to kind of bring to the forefront and not wait on government officials or things to do that, which, by the way, the show we have tonight will kind of be touching on that weather manipulation, and as well as why is it that the government is holding back information on aliens from human beings? Like, why? We're going to be talking about that with Aki Nast here tonight. So make sure you guys go over to Spaced Out Radio and check us out there. It is going to be awesome. And wow, Dogface has gifted 5 the Social Dig memberships. That is freaking awesome. Dogface. Wow, just wow. That is wow. Dogface, love you for that. Appreciate you. It's like he said, spread the love, brother. That is exactly why we do this. And man, I can't even tell you, Dogface, I really do appreciate you. And I know the people you've gifted those to really appreciate it as well. We're going to move this needle, man. We're going to do it. And this show is going to get, you'll see, this stuff is going into making this a better show. And I intend on making this the place to be. Just wow. And I really appreciate you guys. Drew Banky, wow, Dogface, that's amazing. That is just awesome and amazing for sure. Wow. That's a great way to end the show. Once again, though, we do this for the positive progression in humanity. So anything we do here has the best intent, genuine purpose and output and potential. And we're all going along for the ride. So I do appreciate all you guys showing up. And remember, we are on Rumble. We are streaming live right now on Rumble. If you've never been over to Rumble, it's a service similar to YouTube. And hey, why not make an account over there? If you do, go ahead and click, hit the follow on the Social Dig over there as well. And we're just trying to branch out and get the word out there, guys. So once again, thanks so much for coming on in. It was a pleasure working with you guys tonight. I love you guys, man. This is a bunch of like-minded people together, understanding that humanity needs the work that we're putting in right now. They're depending on us to have the conversations and to kind of sort this stuff out ahead of time so that they get to reap the benefits and enjoy what it is that we have established. And it just makes me feel good that to be able to be a part of doing that, and you guys as well. So with that being said, getting all mushy here, but I appreciate you guys all for coming on in. I'll see you later at the after hour show and then back here at the Social Dig. And then we're going to keep doing this every week. So until then, you guys have a great rest of your night. Thanks again to Polly Rotterman, our guest. You guys all take care.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.